The sink, oh my gosh. So, we've talked about very bright flashlights. We've talked about very different flashlights like these LEPs right here. We've talked about tiny lanterns. We've also talked about simple little flashlights like this i5T right here from Olight. But one thing we have not talked about, that fell right into my drawer. That was very convenient. But one thing we have not talked about is this light. Notice, why does it have a purple rim on it? Well, as you can see, it has a little hidden trick here. This is the Weltool's M2-BF, or as they like to call it, the purple beard. Why is it called the purple beard? Well, it doesn't make my beard really purple, but you can feel the UV light coming off of this. A UV light stands for ultraviolet. Ultraviolet is a form of electromagnetic radiation with wavelength from 10 nm to 400 nm. Shorter than that of a visible light, but longer than X-rays. UV radiation is present in sunlight and constitutes about 10% of the total electromagnetic radiation output from the sun. So this little flashlight right here can make different things glow because of the UV light inside of it. What's the point of this light? There's a lot of different flashlights that we see when we're going through our inventory at Going Gear, and we're like, what's the point of this? This is sort of just a fun flashlight. Like, for example, this Weltool's W5 right here. This to me is sort of just a fun flashlight. Like, this is something you'll take out with your friends to the woods or whatever, or where you're hunting, because it doesn't really have a widespread beam. It just has this tiny sort of spotlight, which is useful in some situations, but also to me, you're not gonna really use that at a lot of places unless you guys have a way to use it where you would use it all the time. We'd love to hear in the comments below. And while you're in the comments, like this video, it helps us out in the algorithm. Thank you guys. This is sort of in the same situation where, what's the point of a UV light? Why would I need this? To me, this is safety. What does that mean? This means you use this to look at IDs to tell if they're real. You look at different bills of cash to tell if those are real. And also you can go to whether you're an Airbnb. Actually, I have footage from this that let me show you real quick. It's currently pitch black in our Airbnb and I'm going to use the UV light. As you can see here, this toilet at our Airbnb, whether it may look clean, like if I turn on the light right here, it looks pretty clean. But if you turn off the light, and you bring out the UV light, you can see a lot of germs. Like, I'm not even gonna say what this is, but we can all see what this is. You can do the same thing with a shower. A shower may look clean, but when you turn on a UV light, it sort of brings out all the different, should I say, liquids. Like, this toilet may look clean, it's definitely not clean. Or look at what's in here. I'm starting to think I need to get a new Airbnb. What is on the wall? See, this shows different things that the eye cannot see. That's what the UV light brings out. This is sort of eye-opening for me, guys. I didn't know. What should I leave this Airbnb on their reviews? What is on the dryer? Oh my God, that's probably detergent. The sink, oh my gosh. Now I'm sort of curious for the door handles. So if we turn the lights off here, wow. So this is what I mean by the UV light is all about safety, because if you go into a place that's supposedly clean, how many hands do you think have touched this wall right here? Like, this is actually pretty gross. So if we were to take some cleaning products, we could probably clean this down. But if your Airbnb is charging you for cleaning services, if you go in with this flashlight right here, I guarantee you can show them that, hey, guess what? You guys didn't clean before us. Are you sure you're going to use our money to clean again? And now we're back. So as you can see, that was pretty gross. That was from an Airbnb in North Carolina. I'm not gonna tell you guys, or maybe I should to warn you. But Daniel, the owner of Going Gear, he basically was like, hey, you should just take this light and see and explore it, sort of learn about it and see what you can find. And I'm like, it's not gonna be that dirty at the Airbnb. I'm gonna be taking this thing to hotels just to see if the sheets are clean, to see if the bathroom's clean. So like I said, this is all about safety, but also a really cool thing you can do with this is as you go out into the wilderness, there's actually different creatures, I'll say, that actually you can see with this. So if you're shining this as you're walking, you may be able to see a certain type of scorpion, a certain type of insect, or anything like that. This will actually pick it up. And another really cool feature about this is any sort of loom that you have that needs to glow, that charges from the sunlight. This is UV sunlight basically inside of a flashlight. So if you're putting this up against a watch, for example, right here I have my dad's old Stormin' Norman Seiko, but if I want to charge it up, see right here, it automatically is already making it glow. If I turn off the light we have here, you can see that it's fully charged now. Another cool example would be, I have this little glow fob on my backpack, so if I charge it up right here, you can see it's starting to charge, and then once this goes away, it's already glowing. Now I'm literally gonna cover my whole ID card so you guys can't see, but there are certain IDs where you can flash stuff like this, and you see different things show up on the ID to show that it's real. Like this one has a bunch of stars and it has like a bell hidden on there. All right, I sort of covered my details. I'm gonna turn off the light here so you guys can see this. Watch what happens when I light this up. So I've covered my details, but normally you wouldn't be able to see this, and it's a great way to actually show if something is real. So if you are a bodyguard or a bouncer or any type of that, or if you run your own retail business and you're selling alcohol, if you're waiting to see if the ID is actually real so you don't get in trouble from the police or whatever like that, this is a great safety way, because as you can see, counterfeit IDs and all those different like passports, all that different stuff, you're not gonna be able to see that hidden UV artwork, I would say. That's a great way to point out if something is real or not. I gotta show you guys this. I just saw this as well. Look at this. If you shine it on here, the artwork on the back is the Capitol in Georgia being lit up like a starburst at the top. That's actually so cool. This is the first time I've ever seen that. So you can even find hidden messages. So if you're Nicolas Cage and you're going out and you're trying to find the national treasure, by the way, they should make National Treasure #3. Does anyone else love those movies like I do? Because it's like one of my favorite. Anyways, so if this is something you're interested in, whether you run a business or just a cool tool to like show off, like when you go with your friends to an Airbnb or VRBO, I think the other one's called now, and show them, you're like, hey, it says it's clean here, but let's see how clean it actually is. It's crazy. This is the first light where you can actually sort of feel the heat coming off of the UV rays. Pretty cool tool. If you guys want some, they are in the links below, so be sure to click there. And we know you love the technical flashlight stuff, so we will still be doing that, but we also want to throw in some other fun, maybe gadgets you don't know about, or learning about a UV flashlight, because I recently learned about a UV flashlight this past couple months, and I was like, this thing is pretty cool. So if you guys enjoyed this, be sure to drop a like on the video if you can, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. What products do you want us to review? I know you guys love the really in-depth videos about flashlights, so I would love to do that for you. So leave me any models you want us to do, or any knives, or any sort of camping gear that you want us to try out. We'd love to know. And as for that, stay sharp, stay bright, and we'll see you guys in the next one.